Hello, my loves. I'm Ellie Frost, and this channel is about healing from narcissistic abuse, trauma, and creating our best lives going forward. I said yesterday something about, we get to live fully now. But this video in particular is about healing from PTSD, right? PTSD is extremely debilitating, and if you're here, I'm not going to probably go into what it is too much. You're experiencing it probably. If you're not, brilliant. If you're unsure, look it up. Because I don't want to waste our time, you know what I mean, on stuff you can find elsewhere. I want to give you the stuff you can't find elsewhere. So I talk about us being multidimensional. Okay, so I helped you understand, I'm helping you understand the spiritual aspect of narcissistic abuse, but I'm talking about in all aspects of us. So that's the spiritual aspect, the emotional body, the psychological body, the physical body, and our electromagnetic field, which is our energy field. All of these need to be understood. Now, this is not complicated, but sometimes we're using the wrong tool. Let me explain myself. PTSD is a response of the body, right? Basically, what's happened is the amount of trauma you've received is too much for your body to process. So the body is an amazing self-healing machine. We are built to heal, self-heal in fact. I help people, sure, but fundamentally you're self-healing. I can activate you into healing yourself. No one can, we heal ourselves and we are made to, right? So this is the good news. Other than that, your system, when we've got PTSD, has been totally overloaded with the stimulus, the trauma, all the kind of stuff, and it can't process the emotional impact. Now, we're not taught emotional intelligence. This is the one of the skills that should be taught as well as what a narcissist is, should be taught at school, because we don't know how to regulate our bodies. Our nervous systems are very important to every aspect of our life, and we need a regulated one, right? And so, no, there's not a lot of information on how to actually be emotionally intelligent and how the body needs to work through emotions, which is generally to feel them, and they don't have to last a long time, and then the body naturally releases them. As I've said before, emotions are messengers. When I feel angry, sure, I could look into my entire life and say, why am I triggered? But at the very, you can do all that, but at the base level, and there is work in that. There is work in why we behave in ways that are inappropriate, but in ways that are appropriate. An appropriate response, I'm feeling angry, is my body telling me my boundaries are being crossed. Yeah? Even in traumatized states, I truly believe this. Your emotion might be extreme, but I still think it's the right message. Our emotions are very connected to our intuition and are what's right for us. I teach people not just boundaries, but the truth that you cannot, people try and not put boundaries in to be nice, to be people pleasing, which is toxic, by the way. You want to be far more authentic and kind than nice. So our emotions are actually a good indicator of what we need to know. Now, this is not about, but most of us don't know how to feel them, process them, and get the message from them. This is not about going out and hurting the other people. It's not about, I feel angry, so I've got to vent it on you. Most people can't regulate, so they want to push emotions on people. You know what I mean? They want to get them out that way when they need to actually just feel them, know the message, and the body has a natural way of releasing emotion. It's not a big deal. But most of us have been taught to suppress our emotions. So that's already an issue. If you've been suppressing your emotions your whole life, and when this trauma hits you from the narcissist, you're going to go into massive PTSD or have often some kind of breakdowns in life at some point because you've kept everything in. It's not healthy. Like your body needs to eat food and go to the bathroom and release the stuff, the body needs to feel all the emotions and sit with them, not make them mean anything, and just release them. It's a function we're not taught about. We're actually taught to keep them in. Very unhealthy and causing disease in people, actually. Honestly, it leads to all sorts of complications not to be processing our emotional bodies, right? I'll do more on emotional intelligence. I think I should stick this one with stick with PTSD here. But so what happens is we've now got a system, which is our emotional body and our physical body, that is now combusting. PTSD is your body is in such overload. There's no emotional release. No one knows how to emotionally release it. The body can't even emotionally release. It's in too much of a overdrive state. I think I said the other day, it's like if you had a computer and you downloaded like loads of applications and had like 100 windows open, and the screen would be like this, right? And then sometimes it might, like you might go on and get on the internet, but then the whole thing freezes again. That's PTSD. So why you're not healing, if you're not healing from it, and if you are, bless you, I hope you are, I send you my love. But if you're not, it's because a lot of the therapies and way of dealing with it out there is on a mind issue. It's on the mind. PTSD is not an issue of the mind. It's an emotional body issue and a physical body issue. Emotions are stored in the body, literally. That's how it deals with them. Now, when dealing with emotional intelligence, I need you to know that we need to learn to be safe with our emotions and not do anything with them. Sometimes we're bringing the mind in unnecessarily. You have to understand your body has to flush out emotions like it flushes out poop, Not that they're poopy, but you know what I mean? So a lot of us, as soon as we get an emotion, because of what we've been taught, it's like, I need to do something. I need to tell that person I'm angry. You need to understand how to regulate your body. And when you're in a neutral state, see then what you need to do. We've been taught to act on our emotions, which is why we're so scared of them. Because if I get angry, I might do something. We don't understand how to work with our own selves. No one's teaching an integrated approach of this, right? So it's a body issue. So the reason, if you look at the healing, psychological and emotional abuse stuff I've been posting, the reason I'm telling you, I'm always touching my body at the moment on the videos with you, to come into your bodies first, which sounds so simple and probably like nothing you've heard before, is because when you come, first is presence in the body. Most of us are not present in our body. The first step is this, dropping out of my head energy into my body. You can do that with me now. You can actually do it. You can feel it. Then I start being more present. I keep teaching people, be with your cup of coffee. Blessings. Little beautiful thing. Be with your cup, a bit messy. Be with your cup of coffee. Spend a bit longer feeling it. Just be available to be more in your senses. This sounds so simple to people, but a lot of them are spending years in therapy talking and still got PTSD. I'm telling you, this works so quick, it will blow your mind. Because you're dealing with the wrong issue. You can't deal with PTSD this, right? You can't deal with PTSD just on the level of the mind. It doesn't work. Same as you can't cure narcissistic abuse by going to therapy and telling people what the narcissist is doing to you. It's not a mind issue. It's narcissistic one we've talked about, spiritual, psychic, beyond the mind. The mind can know consciously and you still do the other thing. You can know consciously about PTSD and you're still suffering massively from it. Once I get you back in your bodies more, you might never have been fully in your bodies, help you understand emotional intelligence more, what to do with these emotions, how to be with them. Because again, a lot of us don't feel safe to be in our bodies. And I'm taking you step by step because we go as far as we can go. You don't want to feel all these emotions at once. We want to get more sensory so it's safe. And then our body literally, naturally will start just releasing. And sometimes when you'll be sitting there and but it won't be triggering. You'll have a memory or an emotion, but it will just be a purge. It will just be a release. But no one knows this. Or no one seems to know this, right? So it's like when we get an emotion, we think, what should I do with it? Or if you get a memory and a feeling, we don't realise my body is now naturally releasing something very healthily that just means, that's now coming out. You know how you feel lighter. So I'm bringing you into your body so that your body becomes regulated and then a safe place for you to feel. And then I'm going to teach you what to do with your emotions, right? And this is going to cure your PTSD. It's not a mind issue. That's the biggest problem. People are dealing with PTSD on the level of the mind. Not a mind issue, energetic issue, and being in the physical body. So the body can do what it naturally does. When I bring you back in your body, it's actually a nice thing because it will naturally just start releasing your... And emotions, when we're regulated, are a bit like... The experience can be like watching clouds in the sky. They come and they go and we don't get stuck in them. When we're heavily suppressed or traumatized, every emotion we can't get rid of, fear, anxiety, is on. Our bodies are that computer with 100 tabs open that can't function. It's a malfunction, and the narcissist puts you in that state. So we deal with it on a body level. Whatever you can do to get in your body. I'm touching my body a lot on these videos because I ground myself with you. I connect by doing it. I bring myself into my body. If all of us keep rubbing our chests, at least there's more people on the planet looking a bit weird, right? I don't care how weird it looks. I know what I'm doing. I know how important my well-being is, right? And I know what to do. So I just don't think people know this. We're using the wrong tools. This will help you. So I want you to come into your body more. And I keep saying just simple things to start with. We gradually build this because the more you start building capacity, you start building capacity to feel, and your body starts regulating, and then it starts releasing. Yeah? You're emotionally blocked. And the body can't function. And that's the PTSD. And then it flares up. Yeah? It's overstimulated, but it's not a mind issue. You can't heal it on the level of the mind. That's the place you're going wrong. Now you've got the breakthrough. Use what I'm saying to you. Trust me on how simple this is. Start coming into your body, presence, and just being with things a little bit longer. I'm not asking you to do... I know how overwhelmed, tired and busy you can be, when, especially in these situations. So what I'm giving you is things you're doing anyway. You're going for a walk anyway. You're going to have your cup of coffee anyway. Can you sit and be available just to feel it and experience it a bit more? Can you drop your energy down? Believe me, sometimes it's the simplest things with the right understanding that start radically changing your life and releasing things, because now we understand how we're supposed to work, how we actually do work, that seemed like such a big problem that we've been trying to solve. Wrong information, wrong tool. I had terrible PTSD. Absolutely terrible. And I promise you, I don't have any of it now. Not even. I never thought, I mean, literally, I promise you, I had to understand what the hell it was. What is this? And it isn't what people are telling you. I've done this with many people. I do other things as well, like I talked to you about the energy and stuff, but I treat it in a holistic way, a true holistic way, which means spiritually, emotional body, mental body, psychological body, and energy field and physical. Okay, guys, I hope that's helpful. Any questions, let me know. I appreciate your comments. Please keep commenting. As I say, I read what you're saying and asking for, and then I'm going to give you what you really need. You know what I mean? I might not give you the topic you're asking for. I'm going to use it to give you what you need, because I'm thinking we've got to live our lives fully now, right? And what's going to break you through the furthest? I'm all about the transformation. I've always been about that my whole life. Like, you know, what can we do? And this one's a sticky one. This is a really hard one. Narcissistic abuse healing, getting out of these traps, breaking through. Oh, this is, yeah, this was an interesting one to crack the code on. But I promise you can crack the code. So however you feel, however stuck you've been, however long it's been, it's just we didn't have the right tools. I don't think that's on purpose. I just don't think people know. I didn't know. I tried to cure my PTSD on the subconscious. Everything I'd known from being a coach and a mentor to people didn't work at all. There was a missing link. There's a missing link in a lot of this, and I have cracked the code. You will heal. You will feel better. You will... I'm not saying I'm the only one, by the way. I'm just saying I know how to crack the code. In terms of the things that have not been working for you, I probably know why, and I can help you and I will do as much as I can to give you different things. But please don't dismiss the simplicity. It's supposed to be simple. This would not work if it was complex. If you had another 10 years of learning shit that you've already been sitting there trying to heal. You know what I mean? I want it simple. I made it simple. I had to make it simple for me. And I always look at how and why things work. I don't look at something and say, oh, it has to be that way. I look at principles behind it. I unpack them. I'm a massive geek, as you can probably tell. And then by using the principles behind how and why things work, we can adapt them to fit into our lives in ways that suit us and shift us, right? And that's what I'm always doing. Not worried about the exact thing, what it is. I'm worried about how and why does that work, and how can I adapt it to me and make it accessible and make it easy and make it something that is usable, you know, and effective. So, and that's what I want to share with you about that. PTSD is not a mind issue. Can't be solved on the level of the mind, right? Narcissism is not just a personality disorder issue. Can't be solved on the level of thinking of it like that. It's a spiritual one. There is many things that are misunderstood that we're now understanding, and with that understanding you get set free. I love you. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll speak to you soon.